Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, the script just writes itself. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy JD. I hope you're all having a great day. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Canadian government embarrassing themselves for the whole world to see. As the other day, Ukrainian President Zelensky was on tour again. This time, he obviously visited Canada for whatever reason. Surely it cannot be for more money, more weapons. Anyway, they hosted a special session within Parliament along with Justin Trudeau, and in this special session, they ended up giving a standing ovation to 98-year-old Yaroslav Hunka. He was also branded a hero in this session. Turns out, he fought for the Nazis in World War II. You simply cannot make it up. Now, before we carry on with this story and talk about the chaos going on within the Canadian government, if you could, make sure to leave a like rating as it really helps out the channel. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video of me speaking out against today's madness. Now, let's start off with this story of video footage of these people applauding this man in Parliament. Take a watch.
Zelensky's speech received at least a dozen standing ovations. There was also one for this man, a 98-year-old Ukrainian Canadian who fought for Ukrainian independence against the Russians during the Second World War.
We have here in the chamber today Ukrainian Canadian world veteran from the Second World War who fought the Ukrainian independence against the Russians and continues to support the troops today, even at his age of 98. His name is Yaroslav Hunka, and I was going to say he's in the gallery, but I think you beat me to that. But I'm very proud to say that he is from North Bay and from my riding of Nipissing-Temiskaming. He's a Ukrainian hero, a Canadian hero, and we thank him for all his service. Thank you.
Honestly, there is nothing more embarrassing. This is a huge insult to many communities in Canada and across the world and should be called out by everybody. However, as I'm sure many of you have seen, on social media, liberals, leftists and progressives go radio silent. They don't like to touch on these issues. They like to make sure everybody focuses on something else. Hey, look over there, because I guess they can't criticize anybody they've made their whole Twitter bio about. It's also interesting that they use the term Nazi quite a bit, right? They describe people as Nazis who have a different opinion, yet here we have the Canadian government literally applauding a Nazi. As I said earlier, the script just writes itself. But Justin Trudeau has responded to this situation and has said it is more important now than ever to fight back against Russian disinformation and propaganda. Take a watch.
Obviously, it's extremely upsetting that this happened. The speaker has acknowledged his mistake and has apologized. But this is something that is deeply embarrassing to the Parliament of Canada and, by extension, to all Canadians. I think particularly of Jewish MPs and all members of the Jewish community across the country who are commemorating Yom Kippur today. I think it's going to be really important that all of us push back against Russian propaganda, Russian disinformation, and continue our steadfast and unequivocal support for Ukraine as we did last week with announcing further measures to stand with Ukraine in Russia's illegal war against it.
Oh man, Canadians do have a long way until 2025, right? But as you saw, Justin Trudeau take a lot of accountability for this situation, as a good leader would do. Oh wait, that didn't happen. No, he just resorted to blaming the other side with an issue that his parliament caused. You created the issue, yet you're blaming somebody else for it. How does that make any sense? I guess that is just the job description of being a politician. You know, create the issue and then blame somebody else for it. can't expect anything else at this point. But things aren't going plain sailing, as there is a lot of controversy going on, as you would expect. The Speaker of the Canadian Parliament, Anthony Rota, has come out and decided to resign. Canada Parliament Speaker resigns after calling Ukrainian Nazi veteran a hero. Anthony Rota steps down after meeting with party leaders in Ottawa, having invited Yaroslav Hunka to special session. The Speaker of Canada's Parliament has resigned after inviting a Ukrainian Nazi veteran to attend a special session of Parliament and then calling the man a hero amid 2 standing ovations. Anthony Rota stepped down as Speaker on Tuesday after meeting with party leaders in Ottawa amid growing cross-party calls for his resignation. "This house is above any of us," he told lawmakers. Yeah, nobody buys that one. The scandal began on Friday when lawmakers in Canada's Parliament welcomed the Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky. Following a speech by Zelensky, Rota signaled out 98-year-old Yaroslav Hunka, whom he invited to sit in the gallery, describing the man as a Canadian hero. Zelensky raised his fist in acknowledgement as Hunka saluted from the gallery. But over the weekend, it emerged that Hunka had been a member of the Waffen SS Galicia Division, or the SS 14th Waffen Division, a volunteer unit that was under the command of the Nazis. Reading this out, I still can't believe this happened. It's actually mind-blowing when you think about it, how incompetent the people have to be. Was no research done on this guy, because in just about every other walk of life, due diligence is done in whatever situation, yet we have the Canadian Parliament not doing any on this individual. And these are the people who make the laws for other Canadians to abide by, and this is how they're acting. Absolutely insane. But here is video footage of Anthony Rota announcing his resignation in the Canadian Parliament. Take a watch.
It's with a heavy heart that I rise to inform members of my resignation as Speaker of the House of Commons. It has been my greatest honor as a parliamentarian to have been elected by you, my peers, to serve as the Speaker of the House of Commons for the 43rd and 44th Parliament. I reiterate my profound regret for my error in recognizing an individual in the House during the joint address to Parliament of President Zelensky. That public recognition has caused pain to individuals and communities, including the Jewish community in Canada and around the world, in addition to survivors of Nazi atrocities in Poland, among other nations. I accept full responsibility for my actions. My resignation is effective at the end of the sitting day tomorrow, Wednesday, September 27th, to allow preparations for the election of a new Speaker. Until that time, the Deputy Speakers will chair the House proceedings. Thank you. Merci.
Oui. Merci et au revoir. I hope my French was good there. I haven't done it in a few years, but after this resignation, Canadian Conservatives are now calling this out. They're saying, well, why is Justin Trudeau allowed to escape the blame and not take any accountability for this situation? And they should call us out. If this was a Conservative government, right, I think there'd be a lot more uproar than there is. You know, there'd be calls for speeches to be televised across the world, probably calls for the person in charge to resign. But because Justin Trudeau, I guess, is a darling of the left and the LGBTQIA2S+ squared cubed, he gets away with it. But here is some Canadian Conservatives calling this out in Parliament and asking for answers.
Mr. Speaker, the Prime Minister is responsible. He is in Ottawa today. He can get on his feet and answer for his massive diplomatic embarrassment and shame.
Stand up.
That minister admitted that the government vetted every single person that was here for the speech. That was the job of the government, which has an entire security and diplomatic apparatus set up for that purpose. Will he finally take responsibility for his latest embarrassment and apologize to Canadians for this massive disaster?
The Speaker of the House took the fall, and the Prime Minister continues to blame everyone else. A full-blown international embarrassment for our country, for our allies, and for everything this nation did to defeat the Nazis. An actual Nazi invited to the House of Commons, welcomed, and celebrated as a hero. And a government that vetted everyone here. Shame. The PM has called Canadian citizens Nazis. Will he muster the courage and stand up on his feet today and take responsibility?
The Honourable Government House Leader.
minister who is now whispering was louder when she also painted Canadians as Nazis, and she can't bring herself to apologize for an actual Nazi this government vetted. Worse even, she tried to strike it from the historical record of this House as if it never happened.
Crazy, crazy times in Canada, as usual, but I think this is up there with one of the worst things we have seen in quite some time. Whether Trudeau comes out and takes any accountability, any blame, remains to be seen. I'm sure his party and him are just waiting for it to all blow over, and then normality will resume. But to close out this video, Poland are now stepping in, and they are pushing for a move. A minister is pushing to extradite this man for obvious reasons.
What he has done has caused an international incident. It is not just a domestic error. This is an error with international, global ramifications. He has walked basically into a diplomatic landmine. Yesterday, in an interview with the Polish ambassador to Canada, the Polish ambassador actually said, in our opinion, this man, this 98-year-old Ukrainian veteran, should have never been invited into Parliament in the first place. Not only that, he should be prosecuted. And then today, we understand that the Polish education minister now is asking for the extradition of this 98-year-old military veteran to Poland to face charges on war crimes.
Only under a Trudeau government, right? And a lot of questions need to be asked, and they need to be answered. This can't be allowed to be blown over like it was nothing. This is very serious, right? And apart from knowing, if we ever do find out, how this was allowed to happen, how they did no research on this individual, I think many people, including me, are interested in how this man was allowed to live in Canada unnoticed for so long, for many years. It's crazy, crazy times. But leave your thoughts down below, ladies and gentlemen, on this situation. If you're from Canada, also leave your thoughts down below. What are your thoughts on this? If you have enjoyed today also, make sure to leave a like rating, as it really helps out the video. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. Share this video, but until next time, until tomorrow, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.